Coming up on today's show.
You know, we all make choices, and if they're not God choices, you're gonna hurt, you know, and I've learned that since.
All of that and more on today's show.
Welcome to the program. I'm Reverend Steve Millar, a minister here at Grace Cathedral, and this is my lovely wife, Kathy.
And on today's program, we have a guest from Grace Cathedral who is going to share her story of how God delivered her from depression and hurt. Welcome to the program, Jennifer Eisenbraun.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
And we're so happy to have you. Now, depression, it's very common in the U.S. I mean, millions of people suffer from it. And this is something that you suffered with from an early start in your life.
Yes.
And we want you to go ahead and share that with us.
Okay. As a child, I was left alone a lot with my thoughts and my feelings. And I learned from a very early age just to keep my problems to myself. And as a child, I would just internalize everything. I didn't have really anyone to take my burdens to. So I remember using, you know, the only thing at your disposal as a child is like food. And so I remember comforting myself a lot with food. And
How old were you at that time? I mean, was it a really young age or?
Yeah, probably like starting around 5, 6.
So really young.
Very young. And I had some bad things happen to me at a very young age. I was sexually abused twice between the ages of 4 and 7, both by strangers. And again, when I was in my early 20s, and I've never told anybody that before. But I thought maybe that could help somebody to know that there is hope. But that just put me in a little bubble. Ways I had of coping again was with the food and with, I would daydream, or I would lose myself in books as a child, just to be in like just a different world, you know.
Just to escape.
To escape. Books were a great escape for me.
Did you want to, I mean, did you pretty much just didn't have trust in anybody at that point?
No.
I mean, so
I didn't
you
know
kind of had your walls up and you were guarded.
No, definitely. I've always had walls up. And trust is love. And when you don't have love, you don't trust. You don't learn to trust. And so that was a big issue in my life as well. As I got, you know, going preteen, teen, I was always looking for love. I wanted love. I had in my mind what love was, but it wasn't love at all. And every relationship I ever had ended in hurt. I was always, you know, looking for someone to be my boyfriend, you know, to make me feel valued and
Special.
I think a lot of young
special.
girls and young people are always doing that, where they're looking for
Yes.
that relationship or that next relationship.
Yes.
You know, they came out of one, they're hurt, and they want
and how
a replacement.
relationships are portrayed on television is really a falsehood.
Oh, definitely.
And people think that's how it needs to be, and in God, it isn't that way at all.
No, not at all. And it would be a lot of years before I would realize what real love was and what it does and what it doesn't do. And so there was so much hurt starting from an early age until, you know, recently. But as I got into high school, again, I was still always searching for that, you know, boyfriend, that love, that validation. And that's when I discovered alcohol, because I thought something was wrong with me. You know, what's wrong with me that nobody will love me, or, you know, and I thought, well, maybe it's just me. I need to be a different person. And I found that alcohol would make me a different person. And in high school, that's when I started drinking. Not a lot, but enough, to.
Did you have the peer pressure you were
Yeah.
isolated. Did you drink by yourself or did you drink with other people?
No, it was with other
Okay.
people. I mean, I was friends with the popular people, but I never felt like I fit in. And I know it's because God's mark was upon my life. And so I would drink, I would do whatever needed to be to fit in. Whatever. That was my focus in life, was to fit in. And so as I got into college, that's when I really kind of went off the deep end. I got introduced to alcohol, drugs. I already smoked like nobody's business. That was a big hang up for me, was smoking. And in college, I lived in a house where I'm sure there were so many spirits. The one person was a drug dealer, and we had people in and out of there all the time. I had my own room, but a lot of bad went down there. And I started drinking to blackout almost every night because I wanted to be a different person. I didn't like who I was. So one night I took a drug and I was flat on my back for, I don't even know how long, but I knew I was gonna die. I could feel death in my chest. I knew I was. And I hadn't looked God's way in a lot of years. And I remember telling God, I was seeing all kinds of manifestations. It was fearful. I knew I was going to hell also.
So you knew the truth about the Lord?
I did know.
Okay.
I did know,
About
that I wasn't
salvation.
right. Yes,
Right.
I knew
Okay.
about salvation, and I knew that I was not going to heaven if I died, especially by what was happening around me. So I remember telling God, if you get me out of this one, I will not ever do this again. I didn't say, God, if you get me out of this one, I'll serve you. I just said, God, if you get me out of this one, I'll never do it again. But I meant it, and God knew I meant it. And He did. He let me live through that horrible, horrible time. And after that, I was just so messed up. My nervous system was just shot anyway from the years before and everything that happened to me. And I started having panic attacks, and they were so bad that I would feel like I was going to die. I felt like I was in that situation all over again, where I knew I was going to die. And so I kind of stopped drinking around that time because if I did, I felt like I was going to die. I would have
You had
those
that
attacks.
fear.
Oh, it was horrible. So during that time, my dad, who was attending services here at Grace, he would take my Bible, my old Bible, to church with him, and he would underline the scriptures from the sermon that day. And he kept it for me. And I was over at their house one time because I felt like I was having a panic attack and I was going to die. And I went over there, and my dad gave me that Bible, and I took it home with me and I slept with it. And it would comfort me. I was as wicked as the devil himself, but I would hold on to that Bible as I slept, and it just brought me so much comfort, and I was so thankful for it. And so it was my bedfellow. And God was He was good to me that way. And so I did start attending some services then, here and there. And I would be smoking a cigarette and reading my Bible or reading a giant little book that Reverend writes, here. And, I was reaching, and God was moving for me. And He was drawing me closer and closer. And I remember one Sunday morning at the altar, I was yielding, and I didn't even know I was yielding. And the last thing to go was my cigarettes. And I wasn't letting loose of those quick enough. You know,
that was
was
kind of
my
bondage,
vice.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a definite bondage in my life. I couldn't imagine not having...
Well, if you're doing your kind of prayer time smoking a cigarette, you're pretty much in bondage.
Oh, yes, very much so.
But at that point, the Lord was drawing you, and you were getting rid of some things in your life. That was the
Yes.
last thing that you were really holding
It
on to.
was.
Well, Jennifer, I want you to hold that thought because
Okay.
we're going to be right back, and Jennifer's going to tell you how she received Jesus Christ into her heart.
Coming up next,
You know, I'm delivered. It's wonderful. And I was so happy, you guys. For a girl that was so depressed her whole life, I had so much liberty, so much freedom in my spirit and in my mind.
Do you have a great need in your life? Do you feel like there's no one you can turn to for help? You're in a deep valley and trying to climb your way out seems impossible. But friend, there is hope. God can bring you out of that valley and set you on the mountaintop. He can make a way when there is no way. He promised He would never leave you or forsake you if you will serve Him with all of your heart. Come and visit our family at Grace Cathedral and see how God can bring you out of that valley and change your life completely.
Having a tough day? Need a boost of joy? Like us on Facebook. Let God's Word refresh you and build your faith with testimonies from your brothers and sisters in Christ.
Being blind, now I can see. I can see all the colors. I can see all faces of people.
Welcome back. And before our break, Jennifer was sharing with us her testimony of how God was drawing her out of that depression and hurt and into His arms of love. And the last thing she was holding on to was her cigarette addiction. So Jen, we're going to pick up from there. So explain to us what you were experiencing at that time.
Well, I remember it so plainly, standing at the altar. And I remember the Lord, He didn't condemn me for smoking. Like I said before, I'd be reading my Bible and smoking, and I never was condemned by it. God was so patient with me and loving. And at the altar that day, it was so real. It was like Jesus was standing in front of me, and He wanted those cigarettes, and it was time. And I remember saying, okay, and it was just a release. It was just a loving release into His hands. And I haven't smoked for 25 years, and I haven't wanted it either.
That bondage was just broken, just like
Broken,
that.
That's
just
simple.
like that.
That's simple.
simple. And I was in bondage with smoking. I could give up a lot of things, but not my cigarettes. But, I'm delivered. It's wonderful. And I was so happy, you guys. For a girl that was so depressed her whole life, I had so much liberty, so much freedom in my spirit and in my mind. I was just flying high on the freeness of my mind and my soul. And I was learning, about the Lord in my prayer time and being in the services. And I had a false assumption, though, about salvation. I thought it was going to be heaven on earth. I really did. I thought, oh my goodness, I have never experienced this. This is what it's going to be like from now on. And I was so happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just great.
You didn't realize the devil's still going to fight you.
No, I didn't. From living with him so long, he wasn't even around during that time. It didn't seem. Nothing could touch me. I was just so happy. And then I ended up getting hurt. And all those old walls just came up again. And I never thought I would feel hurt again. it wasn't realistic. I just hadn't learned enough about the Lord at that time to learn all these things. And so it sent my life back down into the pit.
It's like took the wind right out of your sails.
It did. It exactly that. It's like if someone would have came up and punched me in the stomach and taken my breath out, that's how I felt. And during that time, there was some trouble, in my family, and I was trying to hold things together, and again, I didn't have anyone to share my burdens with. I hurt so bad that I had even pushed God away from me. I felt like God had left me, but in reality, I had left God. I put that wall up again to God and to everybody else. And I lived like that for many years. I was so depressed. I didn't even want to come to church sometimes because I just didn't want to be around people. It was all those old feelings, the old ways of being.
You didn't trust anybody anymore.
I didn't trust anybody, not even God. If God would do this to me, and God didn't do it to me,
Right.
He didn't. And, we all make choices, and if they're not God choices, you're going to hurt, and I've learned that since then. But it took God so much time to lead me out of that valley. And I didn't have a moment where it's like, oh, I'm delivered from this depression and this hurt. It came so gradual. God was so patient and loving with me because I didn't even, I used to be in the choir, and during that time, it's like I was just throwing my blessings away with both hands. God would try to bless me and make me a blessing, but I couldn't.
Because of those walls.
Yes, I didn't want to be in front of people. I just, and the devil, is always whispering in your ear, well, you're not a blessing. Look at you can't even smile. You this and that, and all kinds of devil chatter during that time. It was just, looking back on it, I can hardly believe that.
So God was patient with you, though.
Oh, so patient.
And it was just like the previous time, He was so patient with you.
Yes. Only this time it was even harder because you don't expect that in the kingdom, but it happens. Everybody gets hurt. It's just a part of life. And,
You just didn't know how to handle it.
I did not know how to handle it. I mean, I was a grown woman and didn't know how to handle life. I didn't know how to deal with people. I didn't have those skills,
Yes, and you digress back into your old ways. And I think that happens a lot of times when people get hurt. All of a sudden, they're back into their smoking or their drinking or whatever it is. I'm not saying that you went that route, but where they say, well, okay, if that's going to happen to me, I'm going back to my old ways. Then, well, that didn't happen from God. That happened from someone, either saying the wrong thing for you to get hurt feelings or doing something wrong that it wasn't even godly, it was ungodly. It wasn't godly.
No, it wasn't.
But God brought someone special into your life.
Yes, He did. During all this time, I felt like such a nutcase.
So you started coming back slowly back to church? Is that what happened?
Well, I never left church during that time. I wanted to.
Just kind of sunk back into your old
I just sunk
self.
back into self, exactly. I was in self 100%. And I didn't have the smoking and the drinking and all that to turn to my problems, to deal with my problems. So I turned to food again. It's like I was a child all over again. And
now, let me ask you this, Jennifer. Normally, you would probably look to God for all that. Were you just for some reason, you just didn't look to God because you kind of thought it was God, so you pushed away from that? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I included God in on my hurt.
Okay.
I included God in on it, and I was wrong to do that because God doesn't hurt his children. He always had my best interest at heart. He always did. And he knew the kind of person. One thing I've learned through all of this is that God never gives up on people. He loves people more than anything. And he was so patient with me, and he loved me in spite of myself, in spite of my hurt. And God doesn't give up like people do. He doesn't. And I'm thankful for that, because if I would have been depending on people to bring me out of this bondage, I would still be in it today.
Right.
God is so wonderfully patient. So if you feel like you're never going to come out of something, don't give up, because no matter how long it takes, Abraham waited 25 years for a son, and a lot of people would have given up, but God doesn't give up on people. And I'm so grateful for that. And he didn't give up on me, and he brought a wonderful person into my life. And he had to be a saint to put up with me, because I still had those walls up, and I would run from him. I physically would run from him.
So his name's Lonnie's your husband.
Yes,
and
Lonnie.
And Lonnie would come to you, and he would try to talk to you.
Yes.
And I'm sure he probably asked you out for coffee or something.
Yes, and I went.
And you went.
I went, but I still had tons of walls up.
Now, you said that you ran from him. What, you physically ran from him?
I physically ran from him. I was too hurt. I didn't trust people. And so I would run from him. And
So you probably saw him in a parking lot and you just ran away? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
or in church, if I saw him coming towards me, I would run the other way.
Oh my goodness.
And he told me, the first time he told me he loved me, I broke up with him the next day because I was so scared, but again, Lonnie had a lot of God's love, and he was so patient and kind, and we ended up getting married, and God was able to tear down enough walls to get me to go up the aisle with him, and but even after that, I still had a lot of work that needed done on me, and Lonnie would try to hug me, and I would just have my arms down at my side. I would not hug him back. I didn't really know.
Didn't know love, or
no, I did not have a clue. And through my marriage, God has helped me so much to learn what true love is. And by reading in 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, God showed me what real love does and what it doesn't do. And God's just been, I can't say it enough, how patient he's been with me, to just step by step. I'd take a step, go back a couple, take a few more, go back one. But sooner my steps started getting more rooted and grounded in the Lord.
Lonnie had to have a lot of patience with you too.
Most
'cause,
definitely.
if you're hugging your wife and your wife isn't hugging you back, it's, that would be a hurdle to get over.
Oh yeah, and he did. He prayed and fasted a lot, because any normal husband probably would have had enough of that. But he stuck it out with me.
He's a very gentle soul.
He is a very gentle soul.
I've known Lonnie for years.
Yes.
And he plays in the orchestra with me, and he is a very gentle soul.
He is. He's wonderful.
And no doubt the Lord made him especially for you.
Yes. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I know he did, without a doubt, because our marriage now is so not what it was when we first got married. It's like the Bible says that laughter is like a good medicine, and it's like God gave me a lifetime prescription in Lonnie. I can't even think of the last time we didn't laugh in a day. We have so much laughter joy and peace in our home. And people have even commented on it when they come in our house. Oh, it's just so peaceful. It's like they feel it as soon as they come in. And we do. We like to keep it that way. And you know, God is just so wonderful. And there was a few scriptures that really helped me during this time. And one was in Isaiah 49, verse 15 and 16. And it was, can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the child of her womb? And it says, yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me. And that is just, I mean, God, Jesus, he gave that to Isaiah back then, the palms of his hands, the nails, you know, and that's what Jesus sees when he looks at that. You know, we're worth it.
Yes.
We're worth the time. You know, we're worth it.
Yes, Jesus made the sacrifice so we can all make it to heaven.
Yes.
And I'm just so thankful that God brought you and Lonnie together, and you have a good, godly marriage now.
Me too.
Both blessed in a great way.
Yes.
Well, this has been a wonderful program, Jennifer. I'd like to thank you for being on.
And you're so welcome.
Stay tuned, because we'll be right back in just a moment.
If you are enjoying today's program, let us know by sending in a donation. Your gift of love will enable others to be lifted up into the grace of God. For almost 50 years, the Ernest Angley Hour has delivered a message of complete deliverance.
It's God's holiness, or you'll never see the face of God.
We have to let Him work it. We have to own His will.
To be steadfast in Christ, it starts with you.
If you don't have Jesus Christ, this is your opportunity.
Tune into the Ernest Angley Hour and let God become a part of your life.
His heart is true and just. What joy to have a loving Lord.
Join us live every Sunday morning at 10 on YouTube and Facebook as we live stream our morning worship service. You will be blessed with great music and a wonderful message.
Friend, if you have hurt in your life and you're having a hard time trusting anybody, look to the Lord. God wants to bless you in a great way. And I'd like to invite you to come and be with us in the services. I know the Lord can move for you in a glorious way.
And stay tuned for the Ernest Angley Hour, which is coming up next, and you'll be blessed in a great way. God bless. Bye-bye.
Get caught up on all the episodes of Our Grace Family on the Grace Cathedral YouTube channel. If you're blessed by what you see, be sure to share it with others. And remember to subscribe to be notified for the latest episodes. If you were encouraged by what you heard on today's show, let us know by sending us a message on our Facebook page. And come visit us at Grace Cathedral and worship the Lord with us. This program has been made possible by the friends and partners of Ernest Angley Ministries.